Hello, my name is Evan, and I've always been interested in how new technology can be used to help people in need. This is why I'd like to talk to you about how an entertainment device like virtual reality can be used to help someone with a mental health disorder. A few of the disorders that can be cured with virtual reality are phobias and PTSD. For those of you who may not know, virtual reality is a computer-generated simulation that uses special equipment to immerse the user in a virtual environment. Some of the most popular applications of virtual reality are gaming and entertainment. Although not well known, virtual reality can be also used to treat people with mental health disorders. As stated by Dr. Lindsay Gregg, the main focus of VR is interaction, and it may be assumed that as technology improves, the effectiveness of VR as a therapeutic tool should increase. This means that as technology keeps advancing, virtual reality will be able to treat mental health problems more effectively. The first application of VR in mental health is being able to treat phobias, which is an extreme fear or aversion to something. The most common way to cure phobias is to go through a form of psychotherapy called exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is a gradual, repeated process that exposes a patient to their source of anxiety to cure their mental disorder. In the past, a patient would have to stay in a live and possibly dangerous situation to go through exposure therapy. But with the introduction of virtual reality, a patient can be completely immersed in a simulation while a therapist can effectively observe what is stimulating their fears. Dr. Zamacona states that virtual reality is a helpful therapeutic resource that exposes the patient to feared situations directly in a safe environment. This method involves facing your fears little by little virtually until they disappear. In this video clip, we see a therapist using VR technology to give her patient treatment for acrophobia, which is the fear of heights. Virtual reality is also able to treat PTSD, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is a chronic condition that occurs in people, usually returning veterans, who have experienced life-threatening and traumatic events. Instead of speaking with a therapist, many current generation veterans have preferred to participate in virtual reality exposure therapy to treat their PTSD. Since it is too dangerous to expose a patient to a live combat situation, it is very effective to use virtual environments to simulate live combat. An example of one of these environments is the virtual Iraq and Afghanistan project that was created using input from returning veterans and military information experts. In this environment, veterans are exposed to a familiar Middle East that includes weapons fire, explosions, helicopters, and injured human voices to bring back traumatic memories. From the virtual Iraq project, Dr. Rothbaum found that 16 of the 20 completers no longer met the criteria for having PTSD. This study shows proof that virtual reality can be an effective treatment for people suffering from a mental health disorder like PTSD. From my research, I have found that virtual reality is way more effective at curing mental health disorders like phobias and PTSD than traditional methods. This is because with virtual reality, a simulation can be tailored to the specific needs of the patient. With this increase in efficiency, it is likely that exposure therapy will be more cost-effective by reducing the amount of sessions required to cure a disorder. With cheaper therapy sessions, it is possible to reach a larger audience of people who need access to mental health care. The most important thing about using virtual reality in healthcare is that it creates a safe and therapeutic environment that is needed to encourage a patient to make progress. It has been very interesting to learn about how an entertainment device like virtual reality can be used to help people suffering from mental health problems.